What's up, everybody? It's Tommy T and Artieka T. And, well, today is a special day. It's our anniversary. Mm-hmm. And I figured we'll just jump on and do 8 questions for 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I randomly got these questions from ChatGPT.
Of course you did.
So, yeah, because, why not? All right, so just got a text message.
I did too. Guess we were in a group message.
Yep. So let's get to it, man. How did you and I meet? What was your first impression?
The first time or the second time?
I don't remember the first time. The second time,
I don't remember. So initially, Tommy and I met in college. Yeah. We lived in the same dorm. I'm assuming that we met in the basement because that's where everybody met in that dorm, was in the basement or the lobby. So most of our core memories of college involve the same friends.
Yeah.
The second time, Tommy and I lived about a mile down the street from each other, in 2 different apartment complexes. And I had just lost my job and I stopped to go buy myself ice cream to feel better that day. Mm-hmm. And he was going to return a movie to the Red Box. And we went to the University of Tennessee. And I saw a black man who looked about my age get out of a vehicle with Tennessee tags, because that's where the University of Tennessee is, obviously. Yeah. I guess I can start that sentence over since that was an interruption. Yeah. Saw a black man get out of a vehicle that had on orange Tennessee shorts. I was like, I have to know him because he looks about my age. So as he was leaving from the Red Box, walking back towards his car, I pulled around and stopped him. I was like, hey, I know you. He was like, I know you too. We exchanged numbers, not thinking anything of it. And he invited me to go play mini golf the next day or like a couple of days later, something like that. And here we are.
What was your first impression of me? That's the second part of that first question.
I don't know. I never really thought, like, it's Tommy.
Yeah.
I remember talking to one of my friends about you, who was actually really good friends with your friend, Nisha. Mm-hmm. And when we first started hanging out with each other, I was like, I didn't like Tommy in school because he was too silly.
The funny part is that never changed.
It didn't. And I still be getting mad at you for being silly in moments that I be trying to be serious. But yeah, that's...
And it's funny.
I guess too silly would be the first impression.
And I just pictured you as being a mean person.
And you probably still think that I'm a mean person.
Sometimes I do.
Well, some things don't change.
Some things don't change, man. Sometimes I do think you're mean. You're very kind-hearted, but you just have a mean demeanor about yourself.
My exterior is... I think that's my defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Because I am such a nice person.
Yeah. Now, hold on. You nice, but you ain't that nice.
Can I finish my sentence?
You can't be like, I'm such a nice person.
Can I finish my sentence?
Go ahead. Do your thing.
Since I'm such a nice person, I have the mean exterior because people take kindness for weakness.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but you
don't think that I'm such a nice person?
No.
Here you go.
If I had to put you on the scale, you definitely hitting midway.
Okay. I remember that.
You might hit a 6 or a 7, but
I will remember
it's closer
that.
to a 6.5.
I think that you try to make nice be like syrupy sweet. Yeah. And I am a nice person. I am a kind person. I am just not sweet. And I very much so lack being personable at this stage in my life because I don't be caring.
Yeah, right. So, and yes, that's what I mean.
Okay.
What's the next question?
I don't know. What was your first impression? Oh, you got it. Yeah, never mind. Okay.
Mean. I thought you were mean.
Okay. Mean and surly.
When I saw you.
You gonna put that on my head?
When I saw you at the Red Box, I was like, oh, this is somebody I can hang out with. 'Cause I ain't have nobody to hang out with, you know, and stuff like that. So, you know, we started hanging and I was like, shoot, I like hanging with her. Okay. She purty.
Okay.
What has been the most memorable moment of our relationship so far?
Getting married? I don't know. That's a weird question to ask.
For me and it's so many. Yeah. There's so many memories at this point. The thing that pops up is Jamaica. When we went to Jamaica, it was my first time being out the country.
No, it wasn't. You keep negating your whole like Bahamas.
I do. But it was like the first time like me getting everything together, paying for it, and then going.
Being an adult going. Oh, okay.
You know, so
what about Jamaica stood out to you?
I don't know. I just really enjoyed that.
It was a fun trip. I had a good time. Don't get me wrong. It was a fun trip. Yeah. I was just wondering what stood out to you.
The whole trip, just, you know, from the point of needing you to translate for me.
Oh, yeah, because one of the guys, I don't know what you call them. Like the hotels, the resort staff, everything the guy said to Tommy, he was like, what'd he say? And it's funny, I have now become the translator.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that dude for nothing, man.
And it's not just them, because I had to translate for you in Jamaica. I had to translate for the guy on the cruise ship for us.
Yeah.
And it was something I've had to translate for Dion in Canada. And I was like, they speak English. All these people are speaking English.
I just couldn't.
What did I say? I'm calling myself the ghetto liaison.
Yeah, I couldn't catch it for some reason, man. Gap. It was so funny. I couldn't catch it for some reason. What about you?
I said the wedding, probably. I actually looked back at my Facebook memories today from a few years ago, talking about the day that we got married and how everybody, probably mostly you, but I know my bridesmaids definitely thought I was being quite delusional, because it was a monsoon of rain all day that day. And the attendant that was our day of coordinator for our venue came up to me and she says, hey, it's raining. I think that we should start working on a contingency plan. Now, our wedding started at, I think, 7:30 p.m. I got to the venue at 5. She comes into my dressing room about 6:15 and was like, I think we need to start working on the contingency plan because it's raining. Mm-hmm. And it's not raining as hard as it has been, but I just want us to think about our different options. And she starts rattling off like, we can still get married outside. It can just be under the covering, or we can transform the ballroom from your reception into actually a seated area. And I was like, it's going to stop raining. And I basically was like, get out my face.
Yeah. Get out my face.
Like, I didn't say it in those terms, but I was like, it's gonna stop raining. And I know like everybody in the room looked at me and was like, all right now. Because Crystal had just gotten married the year before us. Mm-hmm. And the reason that she couldn't get married outside was because of the rain.
Yeah.
And she was like, all right. So she went into like, I'm going to take this over. She was like, okay, so I'm going to come up with the contingency plan. I was like, we don't need a contingency plan. She was like, I got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was one of the things, like me being quite delusional and you sending Lance in to come check on me to make sure that I was okay. You felt like he was the person to get the least cussed out?
He knew everybody. Okay. He knew more people than everybody else did.
Yeah, because the only people he didn't know was my sister and my cousin.
Yeah. Which I don't know why Reggie wasn't sitting in there either.
No, because Reggie and Crystal had gotten to know each other because of best man and matron of honor duties.
I don't forgot the question. Oh, I already answered it.
What is that?
What was the most
you
memorable?
did answer that one.
So I guess it still surrounded the wedding because Jamaica was our honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we need to
if
make
I
more
go
memories.
to like trips though, it's funny because it seems like everything involves rain because it rained crazy in Jamaica. But remember we went to Hilton Head.
Yeah.
And it poured on our way back across the bridge going back to Savannah.
I remember that, yeah.
And as soon as we got to Savannah, it was like clear skies.
I know one of the most memorable things, but we wasn't married then, was when the power went out on Memorial Day.
Oh, he said I was mean to you.
Artieka went completely off on me. And I was like, man, I'm just out here trying to grill. I didn't even know the power was coming out.
So there was an electrical shortage in our apartment building. And Georgia Power came out and pulled our meter on Memorial Day. And so we were just sitting in the dark.
Yeah. Well, the sun was out, so we...
Well, I'm saying in the dark because there was no power.
Yeah.
And we had to sit like that pretty much.
Yeah.
Indefinitely. And we had to end up moving from that apartment building to one across the street. And that was the worst move.
Man, couldn't wait to get out of there.
That I think we ever made.
Couldn't wait to get out of there. Question number 3. What is one thing you've learned about me that you didn't know before we got married?
You have a terrible memory.
No, I don't.
Okay. Every time I ask Tommy something about his childhood, or even not just about his childhood, just something that didn't happen today or in the last 20 minutes, and he'd be like, I don't remember that. I don't recall. I don't know if that's like his defense mechanism to not get in trouble or what. But like, he just always like, I don't remember that. I don't know what you're talking about.
The thing for me is like you lose a lot of things. And it's like it's not a dig at you or anything like that. But it's like, well, why don't you just put it in the same spot every time? And you're just like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, I can put it in the same spot every time, but Tommy has trained the kids. Like, not gonna lie to you, I lose my earbud case a lot. A lot. And so now it's like, say I sit it on the bed in between where Tammy's side of the bed, my side of the bed. I put it in the middle of the bed. If the kids come in our room, like Lily and Qua both will be like, hey, this is yours. Qua be like, here, mommy. Lily will be like, this is yours, mommy.
That is too funny.
So he has definitely trained the kids to give me my things, but it also helps me lose my things because I'll put it where I can remember that it is, and they're like, I don't like it right here. Yeah. I'm gonna move it.
That's hilarious, man. But it's like, it's not even that. It's like, and I guess before we got married, I never paid attention, but as time went on, I started to pay attention. It's like you'll lose like your debit card.
I stopped losing it when I got a fanny pack.
You did. And the fact that you walk around with a fanny pack is hilarious.
And I put my fanny pack on everywhere I go.
Everywhere you go. There's
I'd be like,
Artieka and a fanny pack.
My mom laughed at me when we were in Memphis last weekend because I said, I have never looked more like a parent. She was like, you do. Like, I'm happy I could bring a little bit of joy to your day by letting you laugh at me and my parental looks. But I mean, I'm theme park ready.
Right, you are.
I'm ready to go on a vacation. You name it, I'm ready.
You ready.
With my fanny pack.
It's hilarious though, man. But you do lose a lot of stuff. Number 4, how do you handle disagreements or conflicts in your relationship? We cuss each other out.
I don't be cussing you out.
Nah, we don't. I'm lying. I'm lying. In my head, I be cussing my butt off. This mother.
Same.
But I be like, man, we got into an argument the other day.
I did not argue with you.
We got into a disagreement about clothes. That's another thing.
Okay.
But and it came out of nowhere too. It was like, hey,
you started
man,
it didn't come out of nowhere. You started
No, I didn't. I didn't start that. You started to argue back with me.
You see how you said argue back? That lets you know that you started an argument.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But we argued about what was it about?
You said we have to figure out this closed situation.
Yeah.
And I explained how I like to operate. And you was like, bump all that. That ain't gonna work for me.
Because how she like to operate ain't been working. It's like, man. But I think the way I handle the disagreements is say my piece and then be done with it. Because I mean, like at this point, it's like for that instance, it's like really no the fix is something that wasn't gonna have a fix to it because both of us are not moving on what we think. So it's kind of like you gotta be mad in the moment and then get past it.
The only other option is gonna be for us to pay somebody to do our laundry.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, if that guy that we got to treat our clothes after the fire, if his prices were still the same, I would drop the clothes off.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay for that.
Every Friday. And be like, I'll be back Saturday morning to get them.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay. The clothes still wouldn't get put up, but that's me talking about you. Number 5, what is your favorite tradition or activity that you do together as a couple?
You go first.
I don't know.
Only thing that comes to mind for me is I don't know why these children decided they needed to be here right now. Us taking our anniversary shot. For our 1-year anniversary, we went and toured the Jack Daniel's distillery because we were going to a wedding in Nashville. And we take a shot of single barrel Jack that we bought on that trip. We don't drink any of the Jack Daniels out of that bottle outside of our anniversary.
Yeah.
But we take a shot every year on our anniversary, with the exception of the 1 year that I was pregnant with Lily.
Yeah, I took a shot by myself.
Yeah.
I think I took 2 shots. One for me, one for you.
I don't know.
Going to Memphis for Christmas is a tradition that I like, that I really enjoy, because we get to see family on your side and they get to see the kids. And, I know your mom really enjoys that too. It's just a good time.
It reminds me a lot of being a kid again, but in a different sense, because that's the only time we really see a lot of my cousins too.
Yeah.
Is when we go to my mom's house for Christmas. My mom's house has now become my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
In the regard, not because it's the house, because obviously it's not, but in the regard that that's the family meetup space.
Right. And it's a good feeling, man. So, Yeah. Number 6, how has your relationship changed or evolved over the past 8 years?
To me, kids have been the biggest change, obviously.
That's what I was going to say.
Outside of that, just me and Tommy specifically, I know we did have a learning curve on my long time needs.
Yeah.
And I don't really know if I had a learning curve with him per se, but definitely kids.
Yeah, kids
was the biggest thing.
Kids have been the biggest change for our relationship, but just the next thing I think is work. Like, I'm in a complete different career path, and then also the aspirations to do more. From when we first started dating till now. I think seeing the confidence in certain things that we do, like, because you're very comfortable with like explaining and talking about gardening stuff, And I mean, I am too, but you know, that's something that I've seen you.
I would say I'm such a novice, but to the person who's not doing it, I seem like an expert.
Right.
But I'm like, there's so much that I don't know, and there's so much that I'm still trying to learn.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things.
Right. And it's funny, it's like we've learned to work together on certain things. Like when it comes to doing our YouTube channel and stuff like that, we have our little points where, okay, you take over this part and I do this part. Just really working together is one of the evolutions of us. Mm-hmm. You know, we've learned to work together better, and stuff like that. So, number 7, what is one piece of advice you would give to newlyweds or couples just starting out?
It's gonna sound really like, don't have kids. No, just kidding. I would definitely say that you have to find a way to carve out time to spend with each other. It's hard. It's extremely hard when you don't have as much family where you are, but try to figure out navigating that.
Yeah.
And also, you know how people say communication is key?
Yeah.
But learning how to communicate is key. Because I know that there are things that now Tommy and I disagree on, and we'll be over it within 10 minutes. But 8 years ago, we'd be mad for 2 weeks.
I wouldn't. She would. That's because she's mean.
Are you done? Learning how to communicate is especially important. And also knowing that, I don't even want to say knowing, because there are people that say that they're on the same team and they're not. But you need to not just know that you're on the same team. You need to act as if you're on the same team.
Man, that was some of the stuff I was going to say.
Oh, go ahead.
Like,
I got 2 minutes. Sorry.
No. My biggest one is know how to argue, but keep the argument between you and your spouse. You know, because there's and it's not even arguing. It's like disagreeing. It's like get your feelings out.
If there's one thing Tommy gonna do, is he gonna tell everybody how he feel.
Right. And
I don't mean about me. I mean general.
like let people see that, you know, like you don't let people see that y'all, you know, are arguing or fussing with each other, but you know, you keep it between you two. Like, hey, I just didn't like that. I didn't agree with that. You know, let's work on this. Let's work on that. And, you know, but be united in front of everybody else. That's it. And be authentically you, and don't be afraid to get into new things.
Yeah.
And allow your person to be in that world and be open to that world with your person. Not nothing detrimental. Like if they got a drug problem, don't be open to it. But, you know, be there to fight with them on things. So that would be my piece of advice. Because the one thing that I did learn throughout these 8 years is that we change as people. Our bodies change, our mindsets change, our clothes change, and just to like, I mean, like it's simple, but you know, just like shoot, man. I went in my closet and was like, I can't fit none of this stuff, and then like it happened overnight, but it didn't, you know. But yeah, you gotta be able to move into that curve with the change.
Yeah.
You know, as like one person changes and the other person is changing as well. You just got to learn to change in the same direction.
Okay.
Number 8, what are your hopes and dreams for the next 8 years together?
So again, first thing that comes to mind doesn't necessarily correlate between you and I, but I am ready for both of these kids to go to school. I feel like I am going to get parts of myself back that I have not been able to have because I have been 24/7 mom.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I would love to do as a goal for our family is to purchase another home. 8 years will be great, of course. I don't know how feasible that is. And I'm not saying from the standpoint of financially feasible, because I know that once the kids are in school, financially feasible will then become a thing, right? But finding what we want.
Yeah.
And being able to do that. What else? And one of the things that I want to make or be a goal for us to have is to get back to our annual beach trips. It wasn't our family that killed the annual beach trips. It was COVID. And we just haven't gotten back on track. I know we'll be back on track, or we'll get started again next year. But getting back on track, because Tommy and I used to take a trip to the beach every year. And COVID plus then pregnancy kind of delayed those trips. So it's like getting back into that tradition of things. But that's the biggest stuff, is getting back to the traveling or the travel goals that we had. And becoming Old McDonald. Minus the animals.
I had a farm.
Minus the animals.
My hope and dream for the next 8 and forever is to continue to grow old with you. I think that's the like, out of this 8 years, I think that has been the coolest thing to see, is to see myself get older, but also see you get older. And, you know, because it's something that you didn't, well, I personally didn't picture when we got together. You know what I'm saying?
You know what almost 40 Artieka was going to look like?
No, I didn't know what almost 40 Artieka going to look like, act like, or be like, or if I would even be with 40-year-old Artieka or almost 40-year-old Artieka. But it's been so far so good, you know? And it's like really truly just allowing me to continue to grow and actually challenge myself in certain things. So that's my hope, is to continue to be able to grow and see you grow and get old together. For lack of better words, I want to get old with you.
It's funny. I was watching a video last night about the moles here. And how a lot of Black women or Black people get them as they age. And there was I think it was a dermatologist talking about them. And I was like, I always equated them with older people because my grandmother was the first person that I paid attention to having them, and now my mom, and now me. And it's like, when you see that stuff, like you see signs of aging, you're like, man, we really are getting older. But you realize that it's a joy to be able to do it with someone and not have to do it alone. And you get to watch your kids grow older. You get to watch your spouse grow older, and all the people around you get older, because the only other option is death.
Yeah.
So,
the mole thing, man, that's like, I have them like on my face and stuff, and they popped out. They said, I'm gonna pop out and show you. No, you got it.
They was like, bow, 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 bow.
Right. hold on. Give me a second. But yeah, so yeah. Well, that's our 8 questions for 8 years.
Let's see how well Tommy edits the kids out of this video.
I'm not. I'm gonna let them stay in it, man. Cause shoot, they're a part of it now. Like I can't wait till the day that they realize that, today is our anniversary and they start getting us gifts.
Lily's gonna be
I'm going to demand great gifts.
Lily's gonna be like, my birthday this weekend.
Right. I'm gonna be like, I don't care.
Because that was my one wish.
If it wasn't for the 21st, your birthday wouldn't happen.
That was my one wish when I was pregnant with her, was that she would not be born on our anniversary. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to share my anniversary with the birth of my child. And I actually have a cousin who, her and her husband's anniversary is the day of their daughter's birth.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to spend my anniversary at the hospital.
That's funny. But yeah, we out. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Again. Yep. Again.
And I love you.
Yep. I love you too.
I never want you to forget that.
Okay.
All right. And with that being said, guys, we out. Peace.
Bye, y'all.